You low-life scum.
I'm going to go a bit abstract this week and give the Low Life Scum Award to greenwashing. The practice of spinning something, usually a product, to make it look green when in fact it's about as green and eco-friendly as tar sands pits filled with fracked gas and clubbed seals. Try to get that out of your head. For this segment, however, I'm not so much interested in a product as I am a decision. A couple of weeks ago, Obama rejected the Keystone pipeline, well, part of it, saying that he agreed with the State Department's findings that the pipeline, quote, would not serve the national interests of the United States. I agree. However, Obama failed to mention how the southern half of the pipeline, which in July celebrated pumping its billionth barrel of oil, does serve the national interests. The southern leg of Keystone, which also celebrated 12 spills last year, opened on January 22nd, 2014, after being fast-tracked to approval by Obama in 2012. And despite the holdup of the northern portion, Canadian Oil has found free-flowing operations in the U.S. via several other pipelines, including Line 61, a pipeline from Wisconsin to Pontiac, Illinois, vying for a big expansion to 1.2 million barrels of crude oil a day, expected to complete said expansion later this year. Or, how about the Flanagan South Project, carrying 600,000 barrels of crude oil a day from Pontiac, Illinois to Cushing, Oklahoma, the oil crossroads of the world. And indeed, the Seaway Twin, a pipeline that started transporting 450,000 barrels of crude from Cushing to the Gulf Coast last fall. These all belong to Enbridge, the other Trans-Canada you haven't heard of. And while Keystone became the Kardashian of the anti-fossil fuel movement, the U.S. is far from making big planet-positive strides. In fact, Obama has been a big friend of big oil, not least of all by pocketing more cash from BP than any other political candidate in the history of their candidate purchases. He proudly reopened offshore drilling in the Gulf soon after the oil spill, and he proudly said, and I quote, "We've quadrupled the number of operating oil rigs to a record high, and we've added enough oil and gas pipeline to circle the entire Earth, and then some. Those are the facts." That was from a speech in 2012, and yep, those are the facts, and the facts keep pushing in that direction. Yes, it is good that Obama vetoed Keystone, but it is bullshit that he okayed so many other oil projects, plus the recently approved Gulf Trace pipeline that will carry fracked gas from Pennsylvania to the Gulf Coast bound for export. And export is where the fracking industry rests most of its investment. Set to open in the first quarter of 2017, Gulf Trace is part of a $5.1 billion worth of gas transmission projects targeting the eastern U.S. Now, I'm not saying all this to bring you down. I'm saying it as a warning. Don't let the greenwashing blind you to the realities of a president very much in the back pocket of big oil and gas. We still have a lot of work to do. Activism brought down the northern portion of the KXL, and it's the only thing that can bring down the others. To get involved and take the fight to the next level, check out 350.org, nrdc.org, and DSmog blog.